Hi viewers, welcome to Majestic Television Network. My name is Apostle Helen Rudakino. Today we are bringing to you a very special broadcast, and we know that you will love it. As you know, 25th to 27th of April, the Nigerian European Diaspora Summit 2019 will be commencing, and the theme for this very year is Mobilizing Diaspora Human Capital and Providing Policy Framework for a United Homeland Engagement Post-Diaspora Commission. So we have men of high pedigree who will be throwing more light on this very summit that is coming up. So permit me to introduce to you our Honorable Continental Chairman, Honorable Bandi.
Thank you, madam, for having me on your program. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Honorable Bandi, please.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having me on the program.
Thank you. Speak, Chair.
I said thank you so much, madam, for having me on the program. Can you hear me, madam? Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you speak, Chair? Tell our listeners a little bit about you.
Well, I said thank you, ma'am, for having me on your program.
And who are you?
Like you already introduced, Kenneth Ban is my name, the Continental Chair for Nido Europe. And of course, I've been involved in the work of the community for the past 20 years in Germany. I run the Heritage TV network, radio, magazine, and TV. I was for 3 years representing Africans in the Hamburg Integration Senate, or Senate of Hamburg. And for the past 2.5 years, I've been in the work of Nido Europe.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Thank you so much for being there for us. And let's also welcome our Vice Continental Chairman of Nido Europe, Engineer Obot. Engineer, please welcome to Majesty TV.
Thank you, madam.
Tell our viewers who you are.
It's a pleasure to be here this evening, and I think it's great to be able to present what we're doing in Nido. I'm currently the Vice Chairman of Nido Europe, yes. Working closely with Chairman Bandi. And of course, my normal job, I'm a management consultant, resident in The Hague here in the Netherlands.
Yes.
And currently we're active, of course, busy preparing for this global summit to taking place here in Amsterdam. And so I'm chairing the local organizing committee here, and I have some coordinators with us who are assisting us to make sure that this event is a success.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for such a very brief introduction of yourself. And also we have another man of high pedigree, Honorable Chimezie Nnamdi, whom I've come to like and love because he's my own brother. Engineer, please, can you talk to us? You are the chairman of LOC?
He's the secretary of the LOC.
The chairman
of the LOC. Coordinator of the LOC.
Coordinator of the LOC. Yes. Tell us a little bit of who you are.
Yeah, madam, thank you for having me here. I have been a member of NIDO for 2 years now, and I'm the LOC coordinator.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be part of this team, making sure that this event is going to take place. So with me, we are working with very qualified people, able guys, and I'm really honored to be a member of the team.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can see that because I'm part of the team too.
Indeed, thank you.
You are doing a very wonderful work.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Last but not the least, I introduce to you Honorable Kingsley Yokia. Kingsley, welcome to Majesty TV, and tell us who you are.
Well, as rightly mentioned, my name is Kingsley Yogio. I'm a PhD researcher at the Free University and a local organizing committee member of the Summit.
Yeah.
That's about all for now, and it's my pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
And my humble self, Continental Treasurer, of NIDO Europe, and also a Reverend Minister and a media producer. So that is who I am, and I think we are set to go now. Is that?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Honorable Bandi, please would you let us know how relevant this Nigerian European Diaspora Summit is to us? How relevant? Yes, how relevant is it to us?
Well, like, Madam, thank you for the question. The summit in Netherlands is going to be the 2 in a series. Last year we had a diaspora event in UK, where we look at things that are very, very important for us as NIDO members. Now, this year we are following up exactly where we stopped in London. The important thing about this summit is that we are looking at what we started in London, what we have implemented, and what are actually other things that are also open to be implemented. It cannot be coming at a very better time, following the new change of guard or the re-election, as the case may be in Nigeria. We have to look at the issues we've discussed. We have to look at where we are, and with the new actors or the old actors on board, we have to see exactly where do we key into where we stopped from last year, and see exactly what needs to be done. But above all, it's about the diaspora taking the issues that is relevant to them in their own hands and redefining how we want to continue to engage the federal government, especially the Post-Diaspora Commission. There are so many issues that are very, very important to the diaspora, which we have in one forum or the other been able to express that in the last years. The diaspora registration is something that we've been clamoring for this only God knows how many years. We want to be part of the voting process. We want to make sure that we are part of the decision-making of people that rules us. So diaspora registration is very, very paramount, and this summit is one of the issues that we are going to be coming away from. Also, the issue of the diaspora participation in the Diaspora Commission, which is a strategic link, a legal strategic link between the diaspora and the federal government. Now that we have the commission, how is it going to be populated? What are the roles that are going to be we are going to play? And what are the policy formulations? Or what are the policies that's going to get? So these are the issues we also need to put heads together. Moreover, as we go into the Diaspora Commission, NIDO by default has been a strategic leadership of the diaspora group. And so we want to also open our hands wider and make sure that we accommodate all Nigerian organizations as much as possible. And this platform is going to give us the important opportunity to reach out to many Nigerian community as much as possible. Of course, the issue of migration is going to be discussed. The issue of a project and how do we relate with the Nigerian is also going to be discussed. So this is just a summary of what we need to do. And of course, having the Diaspora Day 25th of July in Nigeria, we want to have our thoughts and our hearts together as we go to Nigeria. I will leave it at that for now, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Engineer Oba, do you have something to add to what Chair has just spoken?
Well, I think he said primarily, generally covering what we plan to do. Definitely, the other side effects of what we want to achieve is that Nigerians in diaspora in Europe, they get to have this channel to come out and present themselves, what they have, and also to meet each other.
Okay.
It's also an opportunity to network, not both the diaspora, Nigerians living abroad, but also things like decision makers, ambassadors who are invited, and also some decision makers who are inviting as delegation from Nigeria itself. So to at least on the themes which we are now, which the chairman has just presented, on those themes, touching on the diaspora affairs and concerns with regards to what is going on in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Those are the things we want to start to ginger to communicate.
So how far are we towards reaching the other Nigerian groups? Because from what you've just explained and also what Chairman said, you could see that this summit is not only for NIDO per se, it's for Nigerians. Yes. Nigerians. That's all correct. Nigerians. So how far are we in reaching out to these other organizations who do not belong to NIDO?
Well, just to add to what my Honorable Chairman Obo just said, is not only for Nigerian, this particular event we're having in Almere.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome.
Okay.
You know, it's a network.
Okay.
To make network, everybody is invited. And to your question, how do we reach to other Nigerians that are not NIDO? I think we are working very well with a lot of organizations, to start with the embassy. And once the embassy is involved, all Nigerian organizations recognized, or even from friends, we also reach out to them with all possible media we can get our hands on. So we are really working closely to reach out to every Nigerian in Netherlands and also outside Netherlands to attend the event, and also make it publicly that this event is not only for Nigerians.
So those who have businesses, some of their businesses, have we reached out to them? Kingsley, do you have any idea?
Yeah, I think with the social media outreach that has been launched so far, a vast majority of the people have been reached. I was surprised a few days ago when I tried doing some advertorials.
Yeah.
And then I reached out to a domesticated seamstress here.
Yeah.
With this summit, with the message of the summit.
Yeah.
And then she sent back another advert which has been sent to her by someone else. So I think that there has been a far outreach.
Wow.
And then everybody's on board with us.
Wow, wow, wow. It's exciting then.
It is.
So are we saying to Chiamadi that we are ready now?
I think we are ready.
Yes. Amsterdam is ready.
Yeah, we are ready. You have capable hands here.
Netherlands is ready. Well, of course, just to chip in, it's a really European-wide affair.
Yes, exactly.
The 22 chapters in which NIDO is active.
Yeah.
We are reaching out to all the Nigerians in those chapters. Also through the embassies, they're also involved and they're also being invited. So we expect all Nigerians. Of course, the primary one being in the UK, where we have about 2 million Nigerians residents.
Yeah.
So we expect quite a good sizable number of Nigerians to come in here and contribute to the themes which we are raising at the summit.
Yeah. Chiamadi, regarding the theme for this year, somebody was really asking me how far are we towards reaching to this theme, because it's like it is too broad. So in a nutshell, can you just tell us exactly what this theme is all about? Something that somebody can grasp, you know, even when you are being you are being challenged somehow to, or you are being asked to talk about the theme. What can a layman say about this theme?
Well, I think like the vice chair and Nnand already mentioned, and also Mr. Kingsley, we're in the era of social media, and so thank Majesty TV. What you're doing now, I'm sure, is going to reach out to as many people as possible through this medium. But let's take one simple example. Okay. We are doing diaspora registration. Diaspora registration is targeting not only NIDO members, but all Nigerians. And we know that as from probably this year and going forward, if you don't have your NIN number, which is National Identity Number, you will not access so many of the government services, like the passport, like renewal of your passport and other issues. So that makes mobilizing the diaspora, and especially this summit, on a very essential one. Meaning that any Nigerian who is interested in being captured, the services of the diaspora, the professionalism, the areas they can bring to national development, this can only be the opportunity with which we can all network and be able to contribute to homeland development. So I think the one of such themes speaks for itself, that if we want to capture ourselves, to know who is who and who does what in the diaspora, this can only be one of the medium to do that. The second example is the diaspora voting. We have been clamoring that we want to vote. One of the excuses, which I don't totally agree with them, is the fact that we don't know how many we are in the diaspora, we don't know who is who, and so they believe that when we have the statistics or the census of the diaspora, it's easier for them to be able to capture who is who and be able to vote. Like I said, in as much as I don't agree with such definition, but of course we should not give them the opportunity to keep on giving excuses. So capturing all diaspora, irrespective of whether you're a member of NIDO or any other organization, is essential, and this is what one of the things this conference needs to address. And so it's very, very obvious that even without putting effort as NIDO, even without putting effort as local organizing committee, every Nigerian should see this summit as an opportunity to address the issues that are very, very dear to our heart. And so it is in our own interest for everybody to get involved. And using such social media and such a channel like the Majesty TV, I believe that every Nigerian who really, really cares so much about this country and who cares about homeland development is actually an ambassador of this summit, and will do everything necessary to make sure that he promotes this event.
Thank you, sir. You have more to add to what he has just said, because there are others who have been questioning about the €50 registration for the diaspora ID. So, and they said that in Nigeria it's free.
Well, I think in some feedback we have elaborated that it's simply because of the extra some costs which are being made. Definitely, every Nigerian is supposed to register, but bringing the service up here,
that I told them as
where they don't have to travel, because I traveled to Nigeria myself, and I registered there. So if you think about the cost of me doing that, I mean that is much more than the €50. But bringing those facilities here, and the effort also to capture this in a standard way. There's a minimum cost involved, and I think most Nigerians, even all Nigerians, understand that. But most importantly, it is crucial that we do this in the right way, secure way, so that when we eventually, go into the practice of, either voting or whatever, statistical requirements, and using the database of Nigerians, we know that there's quality involved in it, and we can start properly. So the signs are very, very positive up till now, and we believe that Nigerians are ready and ripe to to provide their data.
So how different is this one from the BVN? Another person asked as well. The BVN we had before.
Well, the BVN is more for the banking, for the banking sector. The database on registration now, like the chairman has said, is more towards having qualitative data. First of all, it's a national requirement. It's going to be a national requirement. All Nigerians are supposed to have an ID, whether you are based in Nigeria or not. Which is so that is more or less a compulsory requirement. The BVN, of course, is more on the financial side. That is more on the if you are going to have a bank account in Nigeria. Right now, without a BVN, you cannot go far. Yeah.
So I think also most of the question you get is what is different having this identification number while you have your passport, because your passport, you also have an ID on it. But I think that is where it is very relevant that you attend to this seminar, because NINC will be there to address you, NIMC, I think. They will be there to address you and make this very clear. Because I myself, though I have my Nigerian passport, I'm still going to get my identification number. Because it's already something I'm going to do. I've decided on myself. This is a requirement from the federal government, and I'm going to do that.
Wow. So thank you so much for those contributions. I believe those who are listening to us now, or who have been in wonder, they must have been cleared enough. I believe that. All right. May we know why we chose Netherlands to be the venue for this 2019 summit? Because last year was UK, and then this year is Netherlands, and I think we are very fortunate. So, Honorable Chairman,
I think the question will be, why not Netherlands?
All right, tell us.
Now put it over to the Honorable
We put it over to you, Chair. Tell us why you chose us. Is it that you love me and Obot so much?
Well, let's be factual. We have the vice chairman and the continental treasurer in Netherlands. So to follow up to Nandi's question, why not Netherlands? And that's the truth of the matter. But then the fact is that let's not forget the fact, without prejudice, that Netherlands was voted, even before I was elected into the office, as one of the best performing chapter. And
Yes.
there's no two ways about it. And so they have also been very, very active in the development of Nido Europe, like every other chapter, I must say. But of course, we cannot host it in 3-4 places at the same time, which means that from all these performing chapters, one of them has to, to be the venue. I think Netherlands is chosen. Again, we have so many international institutions in Netherlands. Netherlands is central to Germany, to Belgium, to all the surrounding continental European cities. So logistically, Netherlands is well situated. In terms of quality of service, Netherlands is also well situated. In terms of performing chapter, Netherlands has been doing a great job. So I think Netherlands is one of the examples of a successful Nido Europe. Of course, I'm not trying to say that they are the only ones that are very successful, but they have been also one of the shining examples of Nido Europe. And I think I will give credit to the leadership of Nido Netherlands. But of course, when you have members of CEC like the Apostle Helen and the Vice Chair, but I could not expect anything less than that. So again, to ask the question, and he said, why not Netherlands?
Yes.
Thank you. Now contribute to what the chair has just said.
Why not Netherlands? I think I spoke to Honorable Chairman offline, and I told him this was a perfect timing for Netherlands to come on the map for this event. Mind you, on the 27th, we are having the King's Day in Netherlands. So I think that alone is an additional value to let people come to the Netherlands and see what Netherlands do, especially on the King's Day, celebrate the King's Day with us.
Yeah.
And going further from that, I think my chairman here will also confirm we are working very close with the Nigerian ambassador to the Netherlands. So he has already confirmed him attending to the event and coming with some members, some ministers. So I think, why not Netherlands? So I think on that level, Netherlands is doing very well, and we are ready. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. And do you have something to say, Kingsley, because you're just looking at me?
Well, the Netherlands, like we all know, it is a very convivial country, very central as well. So we have everything going for us to host this conference. Like the chairman has rightly mentioned, my perspective of Netherlands to the European branch of NIDO is one that has been very active. And after the UK, the Netherlands comes about second. So it's just about time that we step in. Yeah. And it's fine. Yeah.
That's true.
Really? Awesome. And you know what? You are from this chapter, so what do you have to say? And we also have another honorable member that have just joined us.
Yes.
Why do you think Netherlands has to host this 2019 summit?
Yeah,
Davo, introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is David Opo, and I'm a member of the local organizing committee for the Nigerian Diaspora international conference taking place here in Almere in the Netherlands. It's actually coming at the right time for Netherlands to host it. If you understand that Netherlands is a very strategic country in Europe and in the world. And what is the Nigerian diaspora all about? Nigerian diaspora is all about linking the Nigerians outside Nigeria with the Nigerians at home, and also with the leadership. And also with the leadership of our country where we come from. 1 minute, I'm trying to hang this one. Okay.
Just carry on.
All right. So with the leadership of where we come from, to talk about sustainability development. And talking about sustainability development, it cannot just happen in the air.
No.
When you talk about agriculture, Netherlands has one of the best agricultural system of operation and structure in the whole world.
Yes, it's true.
And when you talk about the oil, Shell is from the Netherlands, which is quite strategic. And then recently, the new ambassador, His Excellency, the ambassador of Nigeria to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, that is Oji, His Excellency Oji, did sign a memorandum of understanding, if we remember well, with the Netherlands government. So it's happening at the right time for people to come together Nigerians all over Europe, and also from supporting friends from the other part of the world, Nigeria, America, if they are able to make it, to come together to bring ideas. It's not just a conference that's just going to be talk as usual.
Yeah.
It's a conference that is creating partnerships with non-governmental organizations. And for example, the vice chairman of the Central Executive Committee of NIDO, his honor, sitting with us right now, Engineer Albert, has been able to link up with a particular foundation, Center for African Justice, Peace and Human Rights, which is interested in capacity building for some young professionals. And he had this discussion with the chairman, and the chairman has agreed with other members that, okay, let this organization come and do a presentation.
Okay.
And let's see how this presentation bring awareness to the world and people are able to understand some things. You see, this thing, the conference is about people, environment, and development. So it's all about socio-economic and political understanding. Okay, if I go further, talking about the remittance.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched recently in one of the international TV, it stated that Africans abroad, especially Nigeria and Ghana, contribute immensely to the development of their country through remittance.
Yes, we know that.
If I am here and I am working and I'm sending money to friends and relations who are in school, I am supporting their education. If I am here and I'm working, I'm sending money, even if it's $50 or euro, I'm able to send to a rural person, a farmer, and that's 20,000 naira. And the farmer is able to use that money, you understand, to either buy implements or buy a bicycle or buy something that assists that farming. One way or the other, I have contributed to the sustainability of that person's livelihood. So if different people come together and do that contribution, it means they are helping that country. And if they are helping that country, that organization needs expansion. That organization needs to be understood by the people around and with it. So that people don't just think it's all about conference, it's all about people coming to... No. That is not what NIDO is all about. Like Engineer Albert would always say, and other numerous members, including my colleagues here and other senior colleagues who are not here today, they always talk about, and even the current chairman of the continental Europe continent, that's Honorable Bandi, he would always say, I remember in Italy, he said something, he said, what should be of essence to us is not just coming together to talk. What should be of essence together is how do we unpack the situation on ground to bring about the right development, to link Africa, to link Nigeria in particular to the Europe where we are right now for that sustainable development that is desired. Because it is not all about the government of the day to do everything. No. We have our role to play. Yes. And that is where NIDO Europe, it's of great importance. And it's so interesting that we have so many important personalities coming to the net. We have like the president.
You have spoken a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now,
but I'd like to just add in, because it's on the issue of why Netherlands.
Okay.
I think a quick chip in, something that we need to really highlight here is that NIDO does not operate in a vacuum. I mean, we are, all over in all the countries in the world, and especially in Europe, like I mentioned earlier, in 22 countries actively involved.
Yeah.
Now, one of our principal key stakeholders is the embassy, the Nigerian embassy, in which NIDO, of course, has representation. In Netherlands, we have a special, very unique and close working relationship with the embassy.
Yes.
The ambassador is on our program with us.
Yes.
100%. As a matter of fact, they're not just on board here as just for the formality and to show Nigerian face, but they are actually one of the key sponsors of this program.
Okay.
So in Netherlands, the diaspora are ready. The government representation is also very ready and are working with us.
Yes.
And that is why the themes which we have set up to present come 25 April. These are things which are going to really touch base from all angles, both from the diaspora perspective, the corporate aspects, and also touching on from the Nigerian perspective. His Excellency, the ambassador, will present, and I think based on discussions so far, some very key aspects which I think all Nigerians in Europe will want to hear. And hopefully, his colleagues in other countries have been invited. We also expect to see them at this event.
Awesome.
And to add to that, like he has rightly pointed, with Netherlands, like he said, that we have a very good working relationship with the embassy. It is very true. And at the moment, we have a very young, dynamic ambassador who is a grassroots person, who is, like he pointed out, someone who is ready to listen. This ambassador has taken it as a responsibility, this summit that is part of the responsibility of the Embassy of Nigeria here in the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And because of this, he has scheduled his, in spite of his busy schedule, he has scheduled those 3 days to be present. And that shows the dynamic and then the Netherlands' position as a very focal one, and which is the reason why the Central Executive Committee, the first one was held in London, which is also strategic in Europe, and then the next one now is in Netherlands. It is not just by chance that it was chosen. It was chosen out of consideration, putting all together the dynamics for the needed thing that needed situation forward, and this is why Netherlands is quite strategic at this point in time.
Wow. Awesome. I think you are a very good PRO for NIDO, really.
As a matter of fact, I was trying to suggest that we should pin him down right away and make sure that he's not going to escape so easily.
No.
I'm so impressed with Nnamdi, Engineer Nnamdi's performance, and at the same time I'm hearing Davos, so I'm so impressed also with Kingsley. So I think our chapter is really on top, just like you've said, so we'll continue to be on top, and then God will continue to help us. You know why? Because Apostle Helen is in this chapter, so
that's interesting.
I pray for them all the time. Now, would you please look into the camera and tell us some of the side attractions? You know, apart from coming and being too busy and too occupied with all these paper presentations on that day. So what other side attractions do we have?
Well, I was just trying to look at the programs briefly. With the local organizing committee, we are trying to also put up a tentative program, and as you know, it's a team effort. We're looking at having. Probably let me just let the cat a little bit out of the bag. We're expecting to have a various committee, just like David rightly pointed out, that has to cut across NIDO members, looking at the issue of diaspora commission, looking at the issue of migration, looking at the issue of diaspora enrollment, looking at the issue of diaspora models. And he mentioned one of the legal benefits, or with this legal cooperation. He just mentioned that. So these are the things that we are looking at, and we're working especially on that. And of course, I have always been a firm believer that all what we are doing in Europe will not have a fertile ground in Nigeria. If we refuse to recognize those people who are also working tirelessly to make our effort also very, very receptive back home. And so not only within Nigeria, we're also looking at within the diaspora. There are people who have actually put their energy, their resources online to make sure that the diaspora names still remain relevant. The LOC committee, they've been meeting virtually on a daily basis to bring out a sustainable and long-lasting program for the event. So what am I trying to say? That at the end of the day, we as a Central Executive Council should be able to say thank you to such individuals who have taken time to invest in the investment of the diaspora. So there's going to be a gala night. In this gala night, we are going to have an induction into the world of into the Hall of Fame for the diaspora who we believe that they've been doing so much great work to recognize the interest and the promote the interest of the diaspora. Of course, we know that everybody is working, but not everybody can get at the same time. Especially those of us who are in the Central Executive Council, we cannot award ourselves. That's the way And so we have to take ourselves away from that. So we're going to have a series of world-class entertainers coming from Italy. They are, they've been on the top of the charts in their respective country. We're going to have a Afro-pop lady from Germany. She has been on the top of the chart. We've had somebody, a young, dynamic division from Italy, who has been ruling the youth, the world of the youth in terms of entertainment. So we'll be expecting all of them. And I think we had a DJ from Nandi and Co. I learned of one of the best DJ in Netherlands, DJ Eddie. And so these are going to be part of the side attraction. And don't forget, we have the opportunity to visit the beautiful city of Amsterdam in a run-up to the King's Day, and to have the opportunity to see this beautiful site. So I think that is what I think one of our panelists mentioned, that apart from coming to to talk and to also strategy about the national development, we also have the opportunity to actually see the beautiful city of Amsterdam, which is also part of education, part of trying to learn the best practice in Amsterdam, and says how we can bring it home. So I think it's going to be a mixture of work and information and education.
Awesome. For the sake of time, I think it would be nice for us to the coordinator, LOC.
Yeah.
What do you have to add to what Chairman Bandi has just said regarding to the start attractions, please?
Well, I think the chairman has said it all, and I think anybody that will attend this event won't have any regret on any aspect, be it information winning, be it educative, political, getting to know what is happening, and social networking. You will really be like you are in the right place to be at that point of time.
Really? And what about food? Because
yes, certainly. Well, that's my area, and yeah, there is the entertainment part of it, the dietary part of it, which has also been made. Provision has been made for that, and of course, we have lots of African dishes.
Wow!
If you want to soak Gary.
I will soak Gary. That's my specialty.
Iced fish. You want to roast it and fry it. So there is food enough.
Really?
And apart from the discussions that have been mentioned, there is I see the conference as an engagement of the total man.
Wow.
Your body is engaged,
yes.
Your mind is engaged,
yes.
And your heart is engaged.
Every side.
I see passion in the Nigerians overseas. Like David rightly mentioned, in 2017, Nigerians remitted $22 billion to the country. That is about the size of our budget for that year.
Yes.
And you can see that we are connected to home. So while you're here for this program, we want to connect you with the food too. So while you are discussing, don't miss out on the food.
It's very, very important. Even in that remittances, I think I don't see the need for us to be going to IMF, because there's something that has to be done with the interest that these people are taking out of every remittance we've been doing. Right. So that will be another discussion, because I think we've discussed that before. Apostle, we discussed that before. The diaspora remittances and the interest. Yeah. All right. So apart from that, what about the excursion? I heard Chiamandi all the way from Germany telling me what is happening here now.
It's a good sign. It means
it's a teamwork.
It's well informed.
It's a teamwork.
The thing is there. Sorry, before you proceed. In my dialect, in my Igbo language, they used to say, I will say it in English, but it will not sound the way it should sound, but I'll try. They say you don't tell a visitor what you will use to accept him or entertain him.
Okay.
So indeed the excursion is there, and it's going to be an interesting one. I think Davo, you want to add on that?
Yeah, there's this saying in Hausa that says,
I'm Nigerian. Thank you so much for that.
Zama de tare. Jin tare. That means, I've just spoken in a very simple way. It means living together. It means listening to each other. And that is what this conference is. Like I said, just like my honorable senior colleagues have mentioned earlier, the conference or summit, it's not all about paper presentation. No. This time around, we are going beyond paper presentation. Yes, it involves a lot of things. Like Kingsley mentioned, it's the total man. Exactly. And when you talk about the total man, it means there's social inclusion, there's economic inclusion, there's political leadership inclusion, and that means there is cultural inclusion. And we want to be identified as Africans. It doesn't matter how many years people have lived here. There's a connection with the home. So when you now talk about excursion, the excursion is important because what we are trying to do is, okay, we have come here and let's go understand what this whole environment is all about. How is the Netherlands leadership and then the European leadership in the various countries connecting to humanity and also connecting to their environment? How are they taking care of the climate change situation? How are they taking care of the various dynamics of the changing leadership of the world? How are they able to relate with other people and sustain themselves, you understand, economically, socially, and politically?
Yeah.
How have they been able to accommodate Nigerians in Netherlands, in Germany, in all that? So though we are creating a platform where there will be no too much seriousness, apart from normal paper presentation where we do interaction, where you already have this ID card enrollment and other things. We also want to take people like the senior special assistant to the president on diaspora matter, Abike Dabri, to see the world here. And other people come, then we are able to go off that seriousness and go there, maybe, you know, not even maybe relate together, not just talk. There's a difference between talk and discussion. When you talk, it's surface. When you discuss, it's mind to mind. Then we rub minds, and then in the act of play, like the Yoruba will say, Ibitati Shere, Lotoro Tinjadi, where we are playing is where the truth comes out. And then in that situation, we are creating everything. It is a total man, like he pointed, summit. Summit that takes care of the environment, summit that takes care of the economic needs of the people, the social interaction of the people, what is the welfare of Nigerians here, and how is the Nigerian government trying to use the situation here, how Netherlands, I repeat, is able to accommodate us. So how are they thinking of accommodating others? And at this conference, I hope, but it might not be discussed in total, during that during the play, I know the Central Executive Committee would also be interested to know in what is happening to South Africa and Nigerians in South Africa and how they can use that situation to talk to the Her Excellency who is coming. So that's it. It's a great summit that you should not miss. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So thank you so much. And those of you who are listening to this broadcast, remember, it is coming live on Majesty Christian Television Network. You can also give us a call right now in the studio and interact with all of these men of high pedigree. Please give us a call on 020-3374-160. Should you be watching us outside the Netherlands, remember it is 31 plus 31, then 20-3374-160. Those of you who are watching on YouTube or through our Facebook account, Radio Voice of Niger, remember that you can also make your comments or WhatsApp us on 06-2604-6432. Tell us what you think about these things. Don't hide the identity. Just give us a call, and then let's see how we may serve you better. So I want somebody to look into the camera and tell us the venue, because people are excited, but they want to know the venue of this lofty event, the venue and the time that we are expected to be there. And let me ask Kingsley.
Yeah, the event will be holding in Almere. Yeah, Almere is a new settlement in Amsterdam, in the Amsterdam city, and I think it's such a lovely place.
Wow.
So away from being in Amsterdam itself, you have the opportunity to launch out into the deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the date, like as has been mentioned, is the 25th of the month,
April.
And then it's going to roll over. We'll have
King's,
roll to the King's Day.
Yes.
So it's a fine time to just
be in Amsterdam.
Please, and if you are coming, don't forget to bring your orange colored.
Exactly, it's true. Bring your orange. We call it oranje. Bring your orange colored T-shirt or scarf or whatever, you know, to identify with the celebration of the King. Can we just have precisely the address of the place?
For the address?
Yeah, the address is like my co-member said, is in Almere. That's Transistor Strat.
Yes, number 60.
Strat Street.
Yeah.
Transistor Strat 60.
Yes.
So that's where the event will be taking place. And we all know the date is on the 25th. We start. Go through to 27th. And the 25th will be having the seminar from 8:30. We're gonna kick off from 8:30 till 5 p.m. And on the 26th we're gonna have a similar event from 8:30. We kick off and we are going to stop a little bit earlier because of the excursion, as we just already touched.
Yeah.
So we like to go on the 25th, on the 26th.
Yeah.
In the afternoon during the evening time. Take a walk or go into the city of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And let people, socialize and get acquaintance with the environment.
Yes.
And after that, we're gonna have a very nice, in a very nice location. I think at that location, everybody you have be whatever you want to eat. Is it a local kitchen or foreign kitchen? So everything is there. So you are free to get to any kind of restaurant you want. It's a kind of, do they call it
cuisine?
African
African
Boulevard or something like that?
Food. What of food?
What of food? I think they have a lot of restaurants. I don't know how many.
We have what of food, and we have Obalade too. Honorable Chair. Obalade was where you went and ate when you came to. So I've already made an arrangement for you there because I know you will like that place.
I wouldn't confirm if they have the soap garri there, but we can make the order. So I think it's going to be a great time. We want to have a great time on the 26th evening. And we are going to make sure that every delegate is coming in, logistic-wise, you're secured.
What about hotel accommodation for those even who are also living in the Netherlands, but they are living from far? You know, those like living in Eindhoven or living in, I mean, they can still...
Yeah, they talking about accommodation. The Central Executive Committee of NIDO, that is one of the first things. As a member of the LOC, Local Organizing Committee, I knew that was one of the first issues we look at, apart from the hall where the summit is taking place. The other thing we looked at was the accommodation issues for different people coming from different parts of the world. And then we made inquiries here and there. We even had members who went visiting to check out the prices of hotels, and we found out that, okay, there are hotels around that, in that area, not within trackable, or in some situation, few minutes driving distance to the location. And then Amsterdam is not far from the airport, to say per se, through which a lot of people will be coming in from. It's not far from Almere. It's not I don't think it's just about 25 maximum of 30 minutes drive to the place. So you have hotel, you have for those who want to stay in Amsterdam, it is still the hall is still accessible to them before it kick-off time. They can reach there. And for those who want to stay within Almere, there are enough hotels. You know, Netherlands is good at such that they have enough hotels all over. And one other thing during the discussion that we were made to understand that, like one of my colleagues here used the word, we're reaching deep. Almere is a new place, as we're also trying to understand who we are and bring ourselves together. We're also trying to explore cities so that everything does not end up in Amsterdam or in The Hague or Utrecht. So this is another location, and there is another opportunity for people to hold things, and even Nigerians can assess the place and see if they could come up with some businesses there. So talking about hotel, that's accommodation, that's not a challenge at all. I remember in London, though I was not there, I made inquiries for, you were there, I made inquiries from those who were there. Assessing hotel was not a problem. And most of the things that NIDO Europe does, one of the consideration is accommodation. There was an issue that NIDO partnered with an organization in Germany. The accommodation was just about 15 minutes or 20 minutes walking distance and less than 10 minutes driving distance. The same thing with the election in Italy that I have witnessed, and so this is not a case that is different. Accommodation was one of the major things that was considered by the LOC, and the Central Executive Committee gave us an assignment to look at, and we all did search here and there, and then we got hotels. There are enough hotels. It's a matter of choice.
So what we are trying to say here is that accommodation is available.
It's available.
So for those who are coming from outside and those within, those who are residing in the Netherlands, who may want to experience what we are talking about.
Yes.
So this Soul Summit is open for all Nigerians.
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
I think on the website we have some practical information regarding logistics and other things.
Tell us.
So we encourage viewers, participants, those who want to be in the conference, to please visit the website. Alongside registration, you could also find information on close hotels around the venue. So please do explore that, so you could also book ahead and then make some good reservations.
Please give them the information. Give them the website you're supposed to go. Is it nidoeurope.org or which?
Well, the great thing about this is that every NIDO website can direct you to the event webpage.
Wow.
So that's great. So be it NIDO Europe, be it NIDO Germany, NIDO Netherlands, you can get directly to the website.
Yeah.
So nidoeurope.org. Definitely they'll get the link.
Yes.
Or we can also provide the link to your website. But they can register, and I think like our colleague says, they can also get extra information.
Okay.
And there are telephone numbers there in case there are questions.
Yes.
Which they might have.
Is every person listening to us very conversant with registering online? Because there may be some people who are not very conversant. I know Nigerians. Please permit me to say this. So they may want to be helped through the flyer, you know?
Yes.
If anybody, let me just come and quickly chip in. If anybody tries to register and he or she is not able to, the LOC members are available. The number of the chair is on the link. They can always reach out to the chair of the local organizing committee. That's Honorable Nnamdi here, and he can reach out to any one of us.
But he can give us his number right now, because probably people will want to take the number, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Then they can make a call, please.
Yeah, sure. The number is a 06
+31.
Yeah, +31 6 40 21 91 76.
Sorry, just again on the registration.
Yeah.
Yeah, there may be instances where some people may not be able to register online.
Yeah.
But we want to strongly encourage everyone to try to do that online.
Okay.
But it does not also mean that we can't take offline registration.
Okay.
Please interact with the website. If you're finding it difficult to register online, call any of the numbers.
Yes.
For the gala night too, we require some form of reservation of seats. But if you find that difficult, don't worry. We could also make some provision. Well, there is also some provision for on the site registration. So we have made room to accommodate everybody.
So
if you are internet
gala
friendly
night,
or
is it
not.
also free? The gala night, is it free, or is there any token to be given? Let's say it the way it is, so that people know what they're supposed to do.
Well, basically, the gala night is
free.
Is not a free event. There's I think, like the chairman earlier indicated, it's going to be a jam-packed. We are inviting special guests and entertainers for this event. So it's not just a routine activity. It's going to be something unique, and some cost
attached to that.
Attached to that,
of course.
So we encourage, because of the limited spaces which we have, because those who receiving awards, they're also going to come with their own entourage. So the danger is that if people do not register on time, then they might not get a space on that evening. So we encourage them to register. It's 50 euros to register online. Because of the kind of to minimize the surge, it's going to be a bit more expensive if people wait to register at the door. But it's possible to register at the door. It just might be a bit more expensive.
But that will be if we will be having chance that day.
If we have enough space.
So everyone is encouraged, especially the viewers, to do register. We'll provide the link.
Should somebody want to register now, please can you tell us where they can go? Now. Tell us where we can go and register.
Yeah, sure. If you want to register, please, you can just go to the Great Nigerian Diaspora Summit 2019.nl.
The Great Nigerian
Diaspora Summit 2019. Just to make sure.
Yes.
Maybe we can put it on the screen.
And also, I would like
to write it down.
And I would also like to chip in something. It's a Nigerian event, but it's not only meant for Nigerians. People are free to invite their friends. Because we are doing interaction, not just with Nigerians. But it's centered around Nigerians' development, but Nigerians relate with every person. So Africans, any other person, are free to register and come. It's a family thing. And it's beyond just saying Nigeria alone. It's something for Nigeria, but with connection or link to others who are not necessarily Nigerians.
Okay. All right. So because of our time now, we're about to round up. I give each and every one of us just 1 second to say something, to whatever information you want to pass across. Share. Those who have listened to you now, what are you leaving behind? Chairman, the place.
Well, I say this with all sincerity and with all patriotism and with all responsible. I am very, very honored to be a member of Nigerian diaspora with the kind of team I see in Netherlands. The LOC, they've made us proud, and I'm very, very grateful for them. I can't add more than that.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair Mandy. Yes, let me hear from Vice Chair.
Well, I think the chairman has summarized it. It's been a very interesting adventure to be able to serve Nigerians. This is a calling which many Nigerians have risen to the challenge to serve our people, the diaspora. First of all, for us to be relevant to the diaspora, and because this event is also, it's not just about what to do for the country, but also for us here in Europe. So I encourage all Nigerians to be at this event.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. All Nigerians and friends of Nigeria.
And friends of Nigeria. And friends of Nigeria. Especially those who are in diaspora here.
Yeah.
It is worth their while. Those who were in London, or those who have seen the report from what happened in London, they'll have a taste of what we have. And we have more to offer in Amsterdam.
Exactly, I can see that.
And let them feel free to call the numbers which have been available on those websites.
Yes.
If they cannot get the number, the website now, check nidoeurope.org.
Yes.
This Google Nido Europe, and then definitely you see the website and register. But in any way, there are chapters in the different countries. Feel free to contact them. We at in the LOC, we are working very hard, and we are sure that this is going to be an event to remember.
Exactly. Thank you, Engineer Boy. Let me hear from the coordinator, LOC committee.
Well, just like I said, I think the website, let's get it right. I think I wrote it down. I don't know if we can show it on the screen.
The Great Nigerian European Diaspora Summit 2019.nl.
Perfectly. If you go there, you get all the information regarding this event. You can do your registration. We can follow it up. And like what my honorable chairman just said, we trying to make repeat or recreate what happened last year in the UK.
Even the better, even this one is going to be better.
I wouldn't want to say that by myself. I would like that to be a feedback we get later. Definitely we're going to beat that one. And that's the challenge. I'm telling you and assuring everyone that we are already beating that one, because if you look at our lineup, if you look at the involvement of the delegates on this one, you will see that we are taking, like my colleague said, is a dynamic. We are being dynamic. Young people, we are trying to put something out there that will be really appreciated by all Nigerians and all the friends of Nigerians.
Let me hear from Dr. Kingsley.
Yeah, for me, the impression I want to leave with you for this conference is about your energy for Nigeria. Like I mentioned earlier, our remittance to the country has shown our love for that country. Your heart is in that country.
It's true.
If you could send that much to that country, it means you love that country.
It's true.
There is a thing you have for that country. But you're away from home, and you're not able to engage with the conversation from home. Now that you're here, this summit is offering you the opportunity to come to the table, to the discussion table, and bear your mind, say it as it is.
Yes, it is,
We have various fora in the program. Please come. There is room for you to engage stakeholders of Nigerian states. The advisor to the president on diaspora affairs will be here. The ambassador will be here. Please come and discuss. Let's discuss Nigeria.
Yes, exactly.
Let's discuss. That is for me the most important. Let's discuss Nigeria.
Let me hear from Honorable Davo, please. One second.
The whole process and the platform has been an opportunity for me to engage my colleagues, to learn. And I wish at this moment to say thank you to the Netherlands Executive, BOT, of NIDO Netherlands Executive, and all members, and also the Central Executive Committee of NIDO Europe for giving us the opportunity to serve as LOC committee, and to you in particular for giving us the opportunity to be here today. And even before today, you've been doing a great job to create awareness for this summit that is coming up. So thank you, and thank you. It's a part to critically look at development in the context of sustainability. So on this note, I say thank you to us all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And my honorable self, Apostle Dr. the Continental Treasurer, I'm also inviting you, each and every one of you, to remember, diasporans, we have the right to take issues pertaining to us in our own hands, because most of the time we go to Nigeria, we travel to Nigeria for the July event, diaspora event. but most of the time, we only see them coming and talking and talking. But this very European conference or summit is giving us the opportunity to discuss our issues by ourselves and look for solutions by ourselves, and we can do it. So on this note, please make sure that you block 25th to 27th on your diary and come with your family. Come and celebrate. Come and enjoy with us. Come and you will not regret it. Well, on this note, what do we say to them?
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you for listening. See
you 25th too.
See you, and remember Nigerian delicacies. You can't miss our jollof rice. You can't make it. So we see you then. Bye for now.